Good evening. Welcome to Conversations with Ken. I am joined again with Justin. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm excited to be back. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
I will stay on this
absolutely.
bus till you tell me to get off.
I appreciate it, man. Tonight is going to be a little special. We're going to talk about a couple relatable things here. We're girl dads, so we're going to have a little conversation
Yes.
about our babies tonight.
Number one thing in the world for me.
It doesn't matter how old you get, you'll always be our babies.
Yes. Yes, you will. Future children watching this in the future.
So yeah, man. I think that I think it's a really good time to kind of discuss being fathers, especially the little girls, especially right now during this time.
Fun times to do it. I would not
Super
want to
fun.
do it at
I-
any other time than right now.
Yes,
COVID
like
baby
my
for
oldest
me.
is a girl, and I wouldn't have it any other way. She is the biggest help in the entire world.
Say more. Biggest help. Good. First off, congratulations. That's
Yes, she's me. She's my best friend. Me and my baby, we're
love
we're
it.
like two peas in a pod. She's exactly like me, just a woman version, I guess you could say. But thought process, everything. I'm so proud of her, like all the time, man. She's everything I could ask for and more. Absolutely.
that's amazing. And how do you feel like? I mean, every day are you in? What's the day to day like? Is this like what's the relationship like?
It's very lighthearted overall, honestly. I mean, the jokes, like she sends a couple memes here and there, or she'll like,
You got the family group text.
yeah, no, just me and her, like we're
Nice,
just different.
okay.
We
Yeah,
just we just have this dynamic. She'll speak more candidly than she will typically, like to her mom, to me. So it's just one of those things where I have this special bond with her, where I'm just, it's a space that's safe for her, and she could talk to me about anything. There's nothing that she doesn't talk to me about, which is very rare because I talk to some of my friends and they're like, I can't get my daughter to tell me anything, let alone mine is to asking me, oh, daddy, what do you think about this? Is this okay to wear?
Well, you've probably created a safe place for her to open up and have those conversations, right?
Mhm.
If you say that have friends that maybe don't, then my guess would be that they might be a little more hard-edged parents. I think I would consider you like you're going to have conversations, right? You probably lead that relationship with letting her uh, bring things to you, bring problems to you, and then you guys work together to find answers, right?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I would say so. One of the biggest things, I know my daughter mentions it to me quite a bit. She's always like, Daddy, I can always talk to you. That's the thing. Like, yes, if I do something that's wrong, you'll tell me it's wrong, and yes, I know it's wrong, but you'll talk to me about like why this happened, why I decided to do this, and what kind of led me to make those decisions. And one night I remember she asked me why I gave her so much grace, as she would call it. And I was like, well, you got to understand, these are learning moments. Like, yes, you made a mistake, but that mistake doesn't define you. It doesn't make you who you are. I'm like, you can't keep making the same mistake over and over and over. And then after a while, that's kind of just saying, hey, I'm going to choose to do this. So you're choosing to be this person. But whenever something happens, it's not the end all be all. It's like, hey, you learn from it. Just take some time, learn from it, and just don't make the same mistake moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's key, right? Is being able to like talk about it in a kind of like a non-nuclear scenario where it's hot emotions. Yeah, I agree. It's funny to talk about our daughters, but so I have a 5-year-old. We're on the
Oh
younger
yeah,
end
reference
still.
my baby. My baby's a teenager, so yeah.
But we have my son and I. We have like a word that we'll use where he can come and say it, right? So that way he knows anything from that point forward. He kind of has the floor. He can chat openly and honestly if something's bugging him, confusing him, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, especially teenagers in today's world, man. That dude. I mean, for me, thank goodness we didn't have social media growing up as a kid, and
Oh man, yeah.
it was 10-minute photo. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. What would you would go get them? What would you go get pictures? Developed. There we go. You would get pictures
Oh
developed.
man, yeah. at like Walgreens
Yeah,
or CVS or whatnot.
So there's
Yeah.
like embarrassing hard copy photos of me rolling around out there somewhere probably, but like the pressures on today's teenagers and young adults, man, that's heavy. That's
It
real
is.
heavy right now.
It is. It is. My daughter, one of the things she always talks to me about is like sports. She does sports. She's varsity athlete. Thank God. Hey, that's my baby. And
Shout out.
She's always trying to balance her schedule between like time for friends and then times for school and then also time for sports, like practicing. And sports are demanding. There's a lot of practice days. Like most of her days throughout the week she's practicing, and then she has the games on the weekend. And this is what she wants, and I understand, but it also teaches her this this routine, this structure. There's certain
huge.
things that she understands that she has to do in order to keep this up. And those same things, like how you do anything is how you'll do everything. So those same things that she applies, those lessons that she uses to do this all the time, she'll use it the same way throughout life for anything she's trying to accomplish.
Yeah, extracurriculars are huge of any kind. I think I'm a big proponent of those for sure. I think anything extra that creates another line of discipline that you can learn and another way to increase what's on your plate, it's only going to serve you later in life. I absolutely agree with you there. That's for sure.
What's what's one of the things you do with your daughter that most dads would be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Oh man. I mean, I will. I don't have one right now, but normally I'm manied up. I got a manicure going on, but that's on the fun side. I don't know. She's 5, so I'm excited about raising her through the hard stuff, because I think that if you face those things as challenges, and if you raise little kiddos every day, looking at every day as a challenge, a fun challenge, then those inevitable hard things in life that occur will be met, I think, a little bit more positively with her. And so I think one thing I'm just embracing is doing the hard stuff with her right now. That's every kid is different, but for our daughter, she's very head fast. She wants to be the front of the line. She wants to do it now. She's always pushing, and so walking her back on still, learning the baselines of things and building a foundation of things to set her up in the future.
Yeah.
And then teaching her, life lessons. I really want to teach her to be within herself. And so for 5-year-olds, what that works like in practice and in reality is, we'll take a breath. That's a big practice that we do. And as corny as that sounds, man, I do that in real life myself. And that saved me from a lot of times conversations will go, or confrontation will ultimately be spent on the reaction to a topic that we were talking about, as opposed to arguing about the topic. If something turns into a confrontation, it typically happens because of a reaction of one of the two parties. And so when I speak with my daughter and I'm trying to teach her reactions and things like that, take a breath is a big one that I say. I'm a big buzzword, big poster quote guy. And I think that in leadership, which is what parenting is, it's another form of, it's the ultimate form of leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. It's like my daughter. That's something I do with her so often, especially when it comes to like just trying to get her to get in the habit of looking at things with the broader scope, so that can help with her reaction to things, because she gets emotional. Of course, you know this. They get, and I hold her to a different standard.
But we want them to be too, though. We want them to be. I think that. And
oh no, when I say emotional, I mean emotionally different than my boys.
Sure.
I hold them to a little bit of a stricter standard of like, hey, you need to learn how to control
with
these.
the boys.
Yeah. Versus her, it's like, I understand. So it's like, hey, let's figure out ways to work through this. When you feel this way, let's figure out things that you can do to work through this. So that's why I say I just give her a little more lenience when it comes to that, because I know she's going to be a little more emotional by nature. Yeah.
A little more explaining. I agree. Exactly. That is true. Yeah, I
I pick with her a lot too because of that. Like just little daddy things like, oh, just joke with her, pick with her, just help her build that fortitude. So
Agreed.
She's not easily offended or like not able to fend for herself when she's out,
Yeah.
especially at school. Because
Yeah.
we understand how that gets sometimes.
Totally. Yeah. No, 100%. I think, yeah, that the sooner you realize as a parent that you are your child's inner voice,
Mm-hmm.
and however it is that you as a parent come to realize that, that was one of the best revelations I had as a dad. And fortunately, it was a few years of my son, and then having my daughter was really what made that revelation come to be for me. Knowing that what I say as the parent matters so much, and that you are creating your child's future inner voice and what they say to themselves, and that, you know, that's a heavy weight to carry. And for good parents, for parents that are excited about the job of parenting, that's, to me, that's such a wonderful blessing to have bestowed upon me, and I wear it every day with pride that I get to do that.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I always tell people that if your child's not in a place where you want them to be, like say like there's a certain thing that they do and you don't like it, or there's this understanding that they don't have, and you're like, I don't understand why they don't have. I mean, you're directly responsible for that.
Yeah.
Because I feel that, yes, it is on us as parents to be the biggest influences and education sources. Like I think a lot of people, they put too much on the school system, for that matter, when it comes to their kids. Like it's one of those things, I've seen people just drop their kids off at school. Like school's like, hey, we kind of have some of these issues that are going on, or your child might be behind in this. And I see the parents not do anything to help with that. They're like, well, that's on you. You're the teacher. Why are they not this?
Yeah.
So it's really on parents to just dig deep down. And even if you didn't have it, like, we're adults now, we figure out a way to be there for our children, because ultimately wherever they end up in life is because of the path we help them start off on.
Totally agree. You have the most impact, that's for sure,
Yeah.
if you want to. And like you said, it's the inverse as well. And unfortunately,
Right.
those scenarios play out. And shout out to all the parents that are just trying, though, too, because a lot of people are busy,
Absolutely. 'Cause
a lot
nobody's
going on.
perfect. We can go through it.
You know, it really does take a village, and that's cliche, but I do think that the more people that are around your kids, the larger the network that you have of positive role models and leaders around you, the better that is for your kids as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. I believe in that whole village mentality. You have to have people around you that give you differing opinions so that you can kind of develop your own mindset out of all that. Like if you only know a little bit, I mean, you can only be one way, and whatever that way is what you've learned around you.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn, if you want to go further, you just got to get it. And that's even as a parent. Like if you want to be a better parent, then you seek out better people that are parents, for that matter. Like you see the people around you, see the people that are living a life that may be one that's like, hey, I want to be that way, but I don't necessarily know how. Like make friends with those people. I think the biggest thing that separates successful people from people that aren't as successful is just the ability of being able to ask a question. Because
Sure.
most people that are successful, they will ask you something in a heartbeat. Like no matter how embarrassing it is, or if they feel it's something that's like, oh, I should know the answer. No, if I don't know it, I'm going to ask you. And even with me, when I do that, people are typically surprised when I ask them a question like, oh, well, how do you do this? Like, you don't know? No, I don't. So I'm trying to get an answer.
I think you would find that successful people tend to be more inquisitive people.
Yeah.
Absolutely, to your point. And you don't typically find those that are successful in whatever venture it may be that, you know, kick down or that push down. They always are rooting hard, rooting positively for others to do well and to see others do well, because they know how hard it is to get there. Yeah, that's huge. Tell you what though, man, you talk about 17-year-old, 5-year-old. That gap feels like it's a forever gap, but it's really not. And that, I would say, I get into this feeling every day where it's almost like when I wake up as the parent in this, like I I kind of wake up every day and I try to create like a positive sense of urgency in parenthood. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want there to be a lull in parenting to where you might not, or excuse me, you might lose the chance to create a trend or start a new passion, or to your point earlier about extracurriculars, having them join the club, a math club, a spell bowl club, a track club, whatever it may be. But I think a tip I have is every day, if you have the opportunity and if you're blessed with the opportunity to be an impactful parent every day, I try to parent every day with a sense of urgency, because they go from 5 to 17 real quick, and then and those years in the middle should be some of the best years of their lives, and you need to be that person that's there to help drive them to it. Don't expect them to wake up and know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me it's so much fun being a parent. I can't imagine not just waking up giving my all to it every single time, because it's too much. Like my boys, like my youngest, oh my God, he's as rough as they can be, and I love it. He's all boy. He's just ready to go. And then my daughter, she's tough, but she's all girl. Middle child, you know how they are. They're a middle child.
They're finding their place.
They're just finding their place where they are. But like each one is unique, and I find so much pleasure that I have a very uniquely different relationship with each one of my kids, and it's never tiring. It's the funnest thing ever. I can be out working all day long. I get back, hey, I want to hang out. Let's do it. Even if I fall asleep on you, we're hanging out until I fall asleep, because it'll never be too much to give them my time. That's what it is. It's when you find like something like that, you desire and want to be around them so much that it's never a chore. It's never a chore. It's just fun.
Totally. Yeah. It becomes your peace. It becomes like it's your purpose. If you, like you said, it's the ultimate cure all.
Ultimate
time with your kids.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like the people that don't want to be around their kids. Like, I'm not saying people, there are circumstances where unfortunately they're not able to be, but the people that actively choose not to be.
Yeah, but just group them as like bad parents. Let's just go
bad
with
parents. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. I couldn't imagine one day, like even when I have to travel, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see my kids. Like I might get a day or two out of it, and I'm like, okay, I want to see my kids now.
Yeah. No, I like to think that's deep down, that's the majority. I think most choose good. I like to think that way. I think that most parents are off of their experience being parented and what they've picked up along the way. The hardest thing that we do as people is kind of assess ourselves and try to grow ourselves. That's a really hard thing to do. Yeah. And so looking yourself in the mirror and kind of doing an audit of yourself as a parent might be tough, but I encourage everybody to do that. I was at a spot where I was a selfish parent. Like I had 2 boys, and raising boys clicks different than when a girl enters the picture, and that for me that was a complete full change in mindset of parenting with a daughter.
Oh yeah, girls change dads at their core. It's just different. Like you look at the whole world differently once you have a little girl, and it's this overwhelming sense of I've got to be like, yeah, you want any kid, you feel like you have to be better, but when it comes to your baby girl, you're like, I have to prepare you for the world. Everything becomes that much more important. Everything from legacy to the wealth you generate and build for them, all of that. It's just everything changes.
Yes. Yeah. The emotional awakening that can occur through the gift of having a daughter is beyond.
Tell me, what's your favorite thing with you being a chef? What's your favorite thing to cook for your daughter?
Oh man, so her palate's pretty awesome. She is a really good eater.
Really?
Yeah, she goes to town. She's all fruits, veggies, health nut, like she's all about it. So she really eats everything we do, but probably truly if I were to be serious about it, I'd love to make her like handmade pasta, homemade marinara. Go to town because her favorite
Okay.
is spaghetti.
Of
But I'm not
course.
gonna do it just spaghetti out of a jar. So we're gonna hook it up. But yeah, probably like homemade. We make homemade pasta. Make the sauce.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I
But
do that for my little one, and he's like,
the boys, on the other hand, chicken fingers, fries,
yes.
call it a day.
Yes.
It's weird. I was a picky boy too, though. And I became a chef, and
I was
do all
too.
this stuff,
I was
so.
a very picky eater from what everyone says when I was a kid. Just
Yeah.
super, super picky.
yeah. Did you make your baby food? Did you make your kids baby food when they were?
Their baby.
Did you buy
food?
baby food, or did you make it? Yeah. Is that not a normal?
Like
is that not a
formula?
normal question to ask? No, not like breast. No, like the baby food.
No,
Jeez,
actually,
like
I
second
just,
stage.
oh my God, no! I think
Like-
we got jars of food. I think, yeah.
Apparently, that's not a normal.
And then he
question,
started.
yeah. We made
then
it. That's why I was
They may
asking.
have
We
gotten
made it.
food a little earlier.
like
They
pureeing
should have got
avocados
food.
and like pureeing carrots and stuff.
No,
like that.
I did not do that, Justin.
Okay.
That is amazing. But no, I didn't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, no, interesting.
So I didn't puree anything, but my youngest, they're all about smoothies, vegetable
Oh,
smoothies
no.
specifically.
Oh well, that's good.
That's like his thing. It's vegetable smoothies. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that would
okay,
be
well,
great.
you're getting everything you need out of it, so I won't stop it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why he gets a little more leeway when it comes to like the junk food and stuff like that. But he drinks those nonstop, like water mainly. He drinks a ton of
Yeah, then you're
smoothie and then
good.
he'll drink water.
Yeah. I keep going back to like the life experience
Mm-hmm.
of just certain age folks today, based off of everything going on, and then what's the last 5 years look like for 20-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and I feel for those youngins these days. They got a lot on their plate.
They do. But I think overall it just, like I tell people all the time, I'll have people ask me, well, what would you say if I was in this situation?
Yes, Ken.
How
what
would
would you say?
You
Conversations with Ken.
Oh, well, honestly, you got to meet your kids where they're at. A lot of times I think parents as parents, when it comes to our children, I think it's very natural for us to not want to necessarily own the state or the position that they're in sometimes. Like, I can't believe they're acting this way. Why would they do this? Why would they this? Why would they that? And a lot of that comes because it's directly, like I said before, related to something that we've done. So that's why I say you have to meet your kid where they're at. Every kid at their core, the biggest thing that they need to be able to get where they want to get in life or achieve whatever you think they should be achieving at this time, you just need to love them. They need to feel loved. And that, whether that's through words of encouragement, getting to know your kid. Like my daughter, like I said, all my kids, we're like this. I know everything about them. Simply, I can look at them and just feel if they're off. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've come to my daughter just, and I'm like, hey, and I give her a hug, kiss her on her forehead, and I walk away, and I kind of turn back and I look at her because I can just see it in her face, and she doesn't want to talk. And I can tell something's up, and then, oh, here comes the waterworks when I finally keep asking. But I can just feel when they're off, and that only comes when you have this very deep connection with your kids. You have to want that, and I think that's honestly the biggest issue with any parent that's feeling like they can't get through to their kids, is because that kid doesn't feel that connection, and they have to feel it.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I think that we as parents will get defensive about where kids' actions or kids' situations they get into, because I think that there's a tendency for us to make that a reflection of ourselves as parents.
Yeah.
And
we
then we would-
easily try to think that they should be where we think they should be and not realize that they're on their own journey.
or that others are judging us by the shortcomings that we've created in our heads that our kids are on, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that parents we there has to be action that follows the listening, and it needs to be positive action that your kid is desiring out of coming to you. Because to your point, kids are the most forgiving, loving, and they want that relationship more than we know. And so when they come to us time and time again, even if we've not reacted the right way, even if we were tired and we didn't give them the amount of time that they needed, or we didn't give them the shoulder that they needed, there's always the next time. And I think that that's what's so encouraging and exciting about parenthood is that if you wake up and genuinely try to just be a good person towards that kid, it's going to work out for you. And I really do feel that way. And so to your point, it's kids are going to come to you and they want to share. They want that because that's that built-in relationship that they have, that you are that person for them. And how we react to them will dictate whether they come back to you over time again or not.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. I can't tell you how many times that point about like it's okay to mess up. I can't tell you how many times I've apologized to my daughter. I've apologized to my daughter so many times.
But that's so big, man, to be able to apologize as a grown man.
Yes,
that's such a
like,
big,
you know what, baby, daddy's sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Like there's been days
100%.
where I've had all kind of things because I'm like shouldering a lot and I'm like worried about certain things. And I'll know that my response to something that she has said, like say she asked for something and I may respond a little angry about it. And I'm like, I'll go back.
It eats you.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, 'cause it makes you feel bad. Not that, like, I don't want to take something out on you, and I'm sorry. Then I'll tell her, like, Daddy's got something going on right now over here, and I'm trying to get this together, and I'm sorry because my attitude did spill over. And to her, it teaches her that, okay, people, when they genuinely care and they make a mistake, they're going to want to fix that. And she learns not to accept people that don't do that. Because ultimately, what every father wants is for their daughter to find somebody that is, if not like them, so much better than them. And most of our daughters will look for that because, okay, my base level example of what a good man and a father should be is my father.
Sure.
So I want to find that in somebody else because that's what she'll want to keep on for her family. She'll want a good husband and a good that's a good father to his kids.
Yeah, cheat code to life is you can find yourself being a pretty good husband if you act as a good husband by wanting to show your daughter what a good husband should look like and what she should look for. Your wife benefits from this in the long run, gents. So
yes. Oh my goodness, we were talking about that the other day. I was like, men were always taught what to do for women. That's what we were taught growing up forever. What do you do to make a woman happy? Hold the door. Make sure you do this. Take her out to eat. Take her out to do this. And I was like, what are we supposed to get? And so I talked to my daughter about that too. Like, hey, like there's a way that men speak to women and women speak to men, and it's a mutual respect thing. And also, like, you have to understand there are obligations that you have just as there are obligations that men have. And this is not a me more important or you're more important or we're this or anything. They're basic things that we have to do to survive this thing called life.
Yeah.
And when you're doing that with someone that you love and you care about, and you guys are just both setting out to see, hey, how can I make this person happy? I mean, you have a great life. You're both trying to make each other happy. You're just setting out to serve in a way where it's like, hey, we mutually benefit each other. That's the whole purpose of it. It's a partner for life.
I agree. There's a checklist to this thing, and we're going to do it together. Which ones are you better at checking than me? You do those.
Yeah.
And I'll do
your
these.
strengths, my weaknesses.
And we'll do these together. And then we'll be pretty good at this thing.
Exactly.
It's kind of the goal. I think pride and other things get in the way, of course, in a lot of relationships. But
yeah, life is not meant to be lived by yourself. It's just not.
Well, I think and I want to go back to it because what you talked about with your daughter is important, because what you're showing your 17-year-old daughter is that a man can be honestly vulnerable and apologize and admit wrong and it not be a grandstanding or a huge thing where you're a revolutionizing figure. Like you just, hey, my bad, I screwed up, babe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're moving on. And then, and she understands that, okay, accountability, they are going to admit fault. They're going to say when they've wronged, but I'm also not going to be holding a grudge, holding it over her head. We're going to move on together because it was meant as a true apology. And so as a dad, that's huge that because a lot of parents, man, it's a lot of it's because I said that's
Yes.
why.
See, I
And
won't,
they go,
I won't do that. My kids will not grow up in that because I said so era. There's some things that yes, it is.
that
100%
is
because I
absolutely the
said
answer
so.
to some things. Like, why can't you get this toy for the third day in a row at the store? Yes.
Like yeah, definitely. But no, what you
And
said.
and
Yeah.
I've heard this too before, and I didn't quite understand it at the time period of my life when I did hear it, but now I absolutely do understand it. And it was that parenting is only hard for those parents that care. And
Yes.
I think about that, and it's like, yes, parenting is hard for even crappy parents, because I don't mean parents that get mad that their kid wants a sandwich and they want to go to bed instead of making their kid a sandwich, or like the kid needs to go to practice and like you don't really want to drive him to practice. But I mean, to your story is exactly right. You offended your daughter in conversation, and that's like eating at you when you go and lay down at bed at night.
It
Like
does.
and so that to me, that's what that statement means by parenting is only hard for those that care, because most there's not most, a lot of parents that don't care would go home and would go to bed at night just saying, oh well, and move on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm an adult, you're not.
That's
Deal
exactly
with
what happens, and I know a lot of people. I've even experienced that. Like our generation, unfortunately, we were those kids of those parents that were like, no, because I said so. That's it, or no, I don't have to apologize. Like I can even remember times where no, the adult's always right. Those types of conversations, I'm like, don't do that.
it. And certainly, like firecracker in the mailbox, say less. I get it. Probably smart.
yeah.
You're the right adult. Good call. Glad you're here. But
Yeah,
when
we
it comes to
deserve
parenting
punishment.
stuff, it's more nuanced than that. And I think it's I take pride in the idea of having conversations with my kids as opposed to just it's not a this way conversation.
Because I won't have her go out there and think that something like that would be normal, because then she'll accept that as her norm.
Yep.
So whenever it happens to her, it's like you see those people that were, heck, you remember in the workforce, you'd be someone that was just like a complete pushover in the office.
Oh, sure.
And you're like, God, like I would like, come on, you can't act like that. And we say, I'm like, hey, stand up for yourself. We'll say that,
Backbone.
but this is not what they have in them because they were not taught that. And so that's why it's my biggest goal is to be that example for my daughter and my other kids, because they have to be able to see me move positively through life, so they have that example. I need them to be able to go and completely just say, hey, no matter what, I'm just going to put my best foot forward. Typically, I do good things, I'm going to get good back. The universe takes care of its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seek doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fall into the trap.
You don't gotta
of
be
just
nice.
seeking pleasure.
Yeah, you don't got to be nice. You got to be a good person, because nice people get walked over.
Agree.
Good people are good people. You don't have to be nice to be a good person. People see it. They can feel it. They can tell when you're a good person.
I would agree with that 100%. No, I think it's important, that because there are kids that parents are busy, life's busy for everybody, and I think there are a lot of kids out there that and young adults that see a climate, see a world out there that the entry point looks really tight for them, and they're just not real sure whether they're in college now or not, whatever their job, whatever they may be doing, and those how they attack each day, I think, is where they need to really focus their attention on getting better and finding the answer to those questions they're seeking.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. So what's like your one piece of advice for dads? Or moms for that matter. Anybody
Yeah,
trying to
just
connect
parents,
with their
right?
kids.
Discipline, not in the form of your kid's in trouble, do something about it. Discipline as in
Self-discipline.
Yeah, I think so. I think everything that we do is based around the word discipline, whether it's through our self-discipline. I just think that it's so huge. Us committing to something, having daily routine, all of those things go back to discipline.
That's all goes back to wanting it too. You got to want it to have the discipline for it.
Yeah.
That's in everything. Because I even, oh my God, trainers, anywhere you go, like, oh, how did you get started? I had to want it.
Sure.
And I finally start doing the things to get there.
Yeah. It's about, well, and it's tough to jump into bettering yourself because you're doing something for the future. There's no instant gratification in a lot of these things. It's hard work that takes time to see a return on the investment of self-growth. I think it's a long game. And so when you take folks that maybe haven't always entertained the idea of really focusing on getting better, creating a better environment, better experience for them in life, that can seem daunting. What do you mean I'm not going to see anything for 60 days? So say we're working out. I'm not going to see anything for 45 days, 60 days. Keeping people
It's the bigger
on
your,
track.
the bigger your goal. I think the better, the more discipline, the bigger your goal, the more disciplined you are. So, for instance, I think that because as a father, one of my biggest goals is to make sure that my children are taken care of when I'm not here. So because of that, everything I do has a purpose. Everything I do has a meaning. I'm trying to build a business that I can foreseeably leave for my children. That's like producing for them when I'm gone. A legacy where like people talk to them like, hey, my father was a good man. He did this. This is what he believed in. Like those things start to matter so much more. And like the discipline to stay that way, to be a good person instead of giving in to temptation to be a bad person and to respond in ways where, hey, you know, this is going to give you a bad look if you respond this way, but it really would feel good to give somebody a piece of your mind. That types of stuff, like knowing when to hold back, because the power is in not responding. So yeah, I just want to leave a good legacy for my children. So that's why I work that much harder to get to the goals I want to get to.
I love it. One of my favorite visuals is the picture with the iceberg, and at the top, above the water, it's labeled like success or a win, and then underneath the water that no one can see is all of the hard work and the extra time in the gym or the extra time in the office, all this extra stuff for parenthood. And like what you just how you just described it, the way you just described your story and how you see parenthood reminded me of that visual, because everybody sees this success, Floyd. They see the venture, they see the business, they see the great relationship with your kids, but then they don't see all the work underneath the waterline that was put in to make all that happen. So kudos to you for all that.
I appreciate it, man. That's the part too. Like when I see people are like, well, I did this and I did that and I deserve a hand clap for being a parent. No, you don't. You're doing what you're supposed to do. I tell my kids all the time, you don't owe me anything. I see people that'll be like, oh, well, they owe me because I always did this and I did that. That's kind of your job. That's kind of your job. You decide to have kids, that comes with the territory. Like I don't care how old my kids are.
Yeah, but that's kids having kids.
Yeah, they'll be adults.
And those kids can be 50.
I know a lot of people have been aging in place since they graduated high school.
What a clever saying that was. Clip that. That was great. I love that.
Yeah. But hey, we're not going to be those people. That's why I said we audit our circles and we make sure we keep improving everybody around us.
Man, I'm not kidding when I say this, and I'm not trying to gas it up. I have found my purpose in life, which is to be a dad.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean that.
Everything else just gets better around it. Being the dad is the thing.
Everything else is an enhancer to it, but full stop. I'm dad. I'm a dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian, then I'm a dad, then I'm a husband, then I'm son. Right, but period. Full stop. I'm so blessed and thankful that I figured that out. Not still chasing the thing that I was wanting to chase, and I realized that I needed to align things differently and put being a parent in the proper place, in the proper position. And my life's never been better since then. And every day I get to wake up and have an impact on people that are dependent on me.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
Full stop. I just think parenting's cool. I think it's an awesome obligation to have.
Yes. And then the best part about parenting, your kids think you're the coolest person in the entire world. If you're a good parent, like, oh my God.
It's because you are the coolest person in the entire world.
Stop it.
For us non-cool people, When was I was never given the memo that I was the coolest kid in the world. My kids never got this memo.
Dude, my kids.
So my 10-year-old, I'm not.
My
I have
youngest,
no
when I walk in the
riz.
house, I am the man. I'm like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this. The hug,
Totally.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, I can be having the worst day possible. See my kids, hug them. I'm fine.
Totally agree.
Nothing matters anymore.
Yeah, it takes the pressure, puts everything into perspective. If anything else, I think I used to make things. They carried a lot more weight in my overall levels of caring about things, and now it's just perspective, man. Like at the end of the day, all that stuff's gonna wash.
Yeah,
but
man.
my kids are still gonna be there. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think this was an awesome conversation. Thank you again, everybody that swung by for this episode tonight. Please, in the comments, we would love if you would go ahead and leave a couple topics that you might want to hear. Write in, send us emails. Definitely want to hear from you. Let us know what you think, and then also anyone you might want to refer that has a conversation or a topic that they really need some help with. Please feel free to let us know. We'd love to definitely get in touch with them and hopefully help some more people. Hope this helped you, and please share it with anyone you want to share it with. Justin, you good?
it's a pleasure, man. This is awesome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me a microphone. Hopefully I'll see you again next week.